Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron, and today we are continuing our Becoming an Athlete series and our half marathon prep, and we're running our first 8-mile run. So we're getting into a territory of mileage that I haven't touched yet. So pretty much every run from here is like a distance PR. I may have run this far in the military before. I don't really remember. I don't think so. I think when I was in, the furthest I ever ran was probably like 5 or 6. After last week, to be honest with you, I don't really feel nervous anymore, considering I ran 7 miles and obviously I broke a sweat, but I finished the run and I looked like I could have run 7 more. So feeling pretty good this morning. Got up a little earlier than expected. I woke up before my alarm, which was nice because I don't feel like groggy and I don't feel like super tired. We got our coffee already, ready to go. My mess of a table desk here, but yeah, we're just hydrating, getting ready for the day, and same as last time and same as usual, as soon as that sun pulls up and breaks the horizon, we are off to the races. On our way to the track now. It is like 6:15, so spent like an hour and a half. I don't actually know how that adds up, but just kind of chilling, reading, doing our normal, drinking coffee. So like full transparency, like I'm not like every morning. First of all, nowadays I don't get up at the same time. I do get up early, pretty early still, but some days I do get up a little bit later, and it just depends on the morning. Like is recently, to be honest with you, like, so I kind of kicked the habit of being on my phone. But as of recent, man, I don't know what it is, dude. Like, I've been addicted to that thing, and I'm trying to, like, stop. It's actually been bad. Because, like, there's been a handful of mornings, like, this past, like, couple weeks where, instead of, like, reading and journaling, sometimes I'm just sitting there watching YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just sit there, I'm like, what am I doing? And I have to, like, consciously, like, switch and then just, like, put it down and then just pick up something else. So I've been trying to kick that, but I don't want it to seem like I'm perfect, I am consistent, but sometimes within my consistencies, I'm inconsistent, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to break everything down. But so we're gonna go start the run. The biggest thing I wanted to talk about was last week I ran with a camelback on, which is like the water on my back. And I have to say, I actually liked it a lot. I said it did make me sweat a little bit more, but knowing that I had access to water, like pretty much whenever I needed it, was really nice. So we're gonna run that back again this week. And I've been thinking, like, if I should introduce like gels or if I should introduce anything like that, because I always feel like I don't really need it. And I don't know if I've said this before, but I do these runs like fasted 100%. So like I don't actually eat anything before I go. I usually would just have like a pretty good meal like the night before. I just don't want to run with food in my stomach. Like if I did, I feel like it would have to be like 3 hours before. But the reason why I'm doing it this way is because with the day of the race, I'm not gonna have the luxury of doing that, because the start time is like 5 or 6 a.m. and I'm not gonna sacrifice sleep just to eat a meal to go run 13 miles. Like I feel like I'd probably be perfectly fine. So I've been considering like making that adjustment. I think what I'm probably gonna do is just work without it and then kind of just see how I feel. Because if I can go without it, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go without it. So I feel like I'd probably be able to run 13 without having to eat anything. Or instead of like a gel, I might just do like honey or something.
All right, so here we are, started the run, probably like almost a mile in. Feeling pretty good today. Again, we got really lucky. So as you can see, it's a beautiful day outside, which is always amazing because no more running in 25-degree weather. The day of the race is probably gonna be hot, so we'd rather it be warmer so that we can train at least in somewhat of the conditions that we're going to be training in. But the goal this week is to basically just try and run faster than we did last time. More so like the average pace, because obviously we're running a mile further, so we're not going to run faster. But I think last week's pace was like 10:33, so as long as we could beat that, we're in business. We're about halfway, a little less than halfway. Right now, holding probably like a 10-minute pace. I can feel my body naturally picking up speed, so maybe even faster now. But feeling good. Legs are feeling a little heavy, so we're just fighting through that. I honestly have been feeling a little burnt out recently, so this has been this is really good for me because I didn't want to be here today, but you got to do what you got to do. I promised myself I would do this, and I'm technically PRing and accomplishing a new goal every week. I just have the tendency to act like I've already been there. So my standard is so high, I feel like this is expected of me. But I have to be a little bit more gentle on myself and understand that we're working and we're making progress every week, so I'm happy. But I'm gonna lock back in. I'll touch base with you guys in a bit. All right, so we finally finished. I'm not gonna lie, those last like 2.5 miles were rough, so I didn't even pull the camera out. I had to lock in. My my left hip was like locking up. The wind started blowing, and my knees were like killing me a little bit. I just realized I need new, not daily trainers, but I need new distance trainers for sure, because these last week they were fine, but this week, holy. They were hurting. But overall, I actually ended up running almost faster than I did last week. So I think you could probably blame some of that pain on the fact that I was actually running faster and my pace was higher this week. Because I'll pop it up on the screen here, and then I'll pop up the old one over here, or last week over here. But they're pretty close. My pace was almost a minute faster overall. Almost, which is like that's a lot when you think about it. It's literally 8 minutes off of a total time. And that's almost as much as a mile, so. But yeah, right now I'm just cooling down and walking, because I'm not gonna lie, I felt that one. And I really just had to like focus on just completing it. And it's funny because at like mile 7, so I decided to run my last mile on the track because it's right next to where my car is. And the track had kind of cleared out, but there was a guy that had just started running, and he pulls up next to me and he passes me, and he's not that far in front of me. And I was like, nah, like I can't let this guy do me like this. So I legit like started picking up the pace, because I was like, bro, like this guy, in my head, I realized I'm such a competitor, because this guy runs past me and I'm like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Like thinking he could run past me like that. So I just started kicking, and I was hurting. And you could visibly see it. If I were to have a camera in my face at that time, I was probably like, or something crazy like that. But nonetheless, we got it done. When I get home, I'm gonna stretch, and then I'll actually go over my splits so you guys can see the difference. But I'm happy, definitely happy with the way it turned out. Not happy that my body hurt. We need to fix that. But and then I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about how I've been feeling kind of burnt out, because that's been kind of impacting my physical and mental performance recently, but I'll talk more about that later. Back home now, as you can see, I'm in PJs because I've been working. So it's currently like 3:45, my lunch break. Usually during lunch, I like to sit outside and kind of just chill. But I wanted to go over my splits with you guys because I didn't get a chance to do that earlier. So I think I said I was gonna pop up both on the screen earlier, like from last week and this week, so you guys can see the difference. So after actually looking at it,
myself, because, obviously I had to pop them up, I ran 3 minutes faster, or 3 minutes slower, and I ran a whole mile extra. So that was pretty sick. But I will pop up my splits right here. First mile was a 10:24. Second mile was a 10:08. Third mile was a 9:46. Fourth mile was a 9:34. Fifth mile was 9:26. Sixth mile was 9:33. Seventh mile was 9:36. 8 mile was 9:09. So one thing I kind of wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about like the consistency in your pace when you're running. And I think I've spoken it before, like how a lot of people, when they start running, they tend to go way too fast, like too early. And I've kind of learned that being able to hold a pace and really knowing your body, it requires a lot of discipline, but also understanding your capability. So I would recommend, if you don't know like how to do it based off of like feel, most people go off heart rate, right? Because the higher your heart rate, the more oxygen your body needs to consume to get oxygen into your blood and into your lungs to be able to like operate. So it's an oxygen efficiency thing, right? So for me, I kind of know what that feels like, and I know my cadence and my breathing rhythm to a degree where I know like, okay, if I'm running X amount of speed, I know when I can kind of pick it up or tone it back and be able to still maintain my pace and kind of manage my body without checking it, because I at one point did train with a heart rate monitor, but I also used to run in the military a lot. So I kind of got to just learn my body and really get used to it. But 10 out of 10 recommend a heart rate monitor. If I had to guess, I'd probably say my heart rate was probably somewhere in like the 160 range. That's usually a pretty comfortable range of like, you're pushing, but you're also not overexerting. Anything more than that, you're probably going a little too hard. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, this is I forget what week this is. This might be week 4. I think we started at 5 miles, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So this is the last long run of week 4. I think I'm going to go off the plan because I just feel like I need to be running more, because today was kind of like eye-opening. I just realized that my legs are not prepared at all. So I need to make sure that I'm running more consistently, and I want to, or not more consistently, but more frequently, and I want to increase my baseline run. Like these like 2 mile, 3 mile runs are not really going to do much for me, I feel like. And as I'm running more, I'm kind of starting to like really enjoy it. So I think what I'm going to probably start doing is start incorporating more slow runs into the week, like kind of like the recovery runs. But I'm just gonna do that like more often, because right now I'm running 4 times a week. I think I'm gonna up that and add one more run in, and then just kind of see how I feel, just make it to where, like, for example, like because today's Friday, so like tomorrow is rest, and then Sunday I have my recovery run, Monday is speed. So it'd be like on a Tuesday, like after a speed day, I would do like another recovery run. So like say on Sunday I have to run 4 miles, speed work on Monday, and then Tuesday I'd run like another 4 or 5 miles, just to kind of increase my volume, because I feel like my body can handle it. I definitely need new trainers though, because like my Asics are good and they're very springy, but to be completely transparent, like they're not a shoe that I could see myself like putting like 10 miles a day or like running like 10Ks every day. I just feel like they're definitely good for the speed work, and they're super comfortable. It's just, I think the way the toe box is and the way my feet are, it just doesn't work. So what I might do is start running in my barefoot shoes, which might sound crazy, but I feel like if I strengthen my feet, that'll really help. But yeah, today's video is just gonna be predominantly just the running. I just wanted to kind of fill you guys in on how I felt. I stretched after and I feel significantly better. So my hips were really tight and kind of like in pain a little bit, but I definitely feel good. Gonna knock out this work day and probably just chill tonight. I was thinking about doing a double session, but I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about, my burnout. I've been feeling like, God, the other day I woke up and my whole body just felt like I got hit by a train. And like mentally, I know I've been kind of fatigued because I've been off my rhythm and routine a little bit. Like I haven't really wanted to do as much, so it's kind of been a little bit hard. And for burnout in the past, I'll kind of just shut down, but I feel like what's kind of helped me is the fact that my baseline of general activity on a daily basis is so much higher than it used to be. Like I work every single day. I work out probably like 6 days a week, sometimes 7. And for me, whenever I start to feel burnt out, because I'm so used to doing so much, I dial it back a little bit. Like last night, I just chilled. You know, I'll have like an extra cheat meal or something. And that kind of helps, because as long as I can get my mind off whatever it is and just chill for a bit, like I feel way more productive and I feel more recovered. Like this morning, dude, like last night I was like dreading. I was dreading getting up. But then, you know, I ended up waking up before my alarm, and I kind of just sat there and was like, you know what, like I know I have to get this done regardless. I'm just gonna go. And sometimes it's just turning your brain off. Like when you don't feel like doing something, you literally just show up. That's the only thing you can do, is just put yourself into place. Because the second I got to the track, I was like, all right, well, I'm already here, so I might as well warm up. And then now I'm like, all right, I'm already warmed up, I might as well start running. And then you just run, and like those first 3 miles, I was dragging. I was like, dude, I could stop right now, not put this YouTube video out, and nobody would even know. But then I thought to myself, like, what kind of example am I setting for myself and my community and my future? Like, if I'm allowing myself to just negotiate, and I want to be transparent, and I want to be able to hold myself accountable. And sometimes it's just a matter of just shutting your brain off and just going. So, and you know, obviously after I finished the run, I was like, all right, like, you know, we did it. And it kind of makes you realize that you're more capable of what you believe. So even though I didn't want to be there by mile 3, I really just wanted to go home. I pushed through it, and I realized like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm good to go. I'm fine. And now my threshold is kind of like reset. So it's, you know, burnout is real. Definitely take your time, but I feel like increasing your overall capacity kind of helps with that, because if you're so used to doing this much and you drop it, you're gonna feel that difference, and it's gonna feel good. You know, if I need to take an extra day off in the gym, I'm not really missing as much because I'm constantly doing something. And at this point right now, my goals are so clear that it makes it easy. Like when you don't have a driving force that forces you to get out of bed in the morning and do something, there's no point. And your brain's gonna convince you of that, and it's gonna be right. Because if you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wake up just to wake up, you're gonna be like, why am I up? I'm tired, I'm just gonna go back to bed. Or no, why do I need to like go to the gym? I went to the gym yesterday. Like if you give yourself the ability to negotiate when you don't make things a have to or a priority, and your goals aren't clear, then it doesn't matter. Like I promised myself and my friend that I was gonna run this half, and I'm sticking to the plan, and I'm committing to it. And I also promised myself that I was gonna post at least twice a week, and I'm committing to it. So if I have to sit there and just force myself to sit in my office and drag my ass through editing videos, then you have to do what you have to do. You know, no one's gonna work out for you, no one's gonna make money for you, and nobody is gonna live your life for you. So in order to win, you have to force yourself and put yourself in the place to do the thing, and then just go and do it. And I know that sounds hard, and some people might be in a place where they don't feel like they could just get up and go. I promise you, if you felt that way and then just went, you would feel a lot different. Like if you don't want to go outside, just like you could not want to go outside, but then just go outside, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm already outside. Like, you know, that's kind of like what helped me battle through my depression initially, was like, oh, I don't want to go to the mall. Like, I just want to stay home. And then it was like, I didn't want to go to the mall, but then I just went. Like, it's doing things when you don't want to do them. It forces you to kind of like adapt, you know? Like that feeling of, like, you could hate what you do, but you still show up for work every day. So why can't you hate something and still show up for that? Like, you could hate working out, still go to the gym. When you're at that point, you're gonna say, I'm already here. You know, it's withholding yourself from that thing that's gonna keep you stuck in that same place. So, but yeah, that's my TED Talk for the day. I hope you guys get something out of anything I just said. Stay tuned, because we are gonna start vlogging more runs. I have some more surprises and things coming, which is exciting. I'd like to think the content's gonna get a little bit cooler, a little bit better. But right now, this is the focus, and we'll move on to other things when it's time. So if you made it this far, subscribe, like, and drop a comment, and help me, because I need a new pair of daily trainers. And comment if you have a recommendation as far as what training running shoes I should get for somebody that's over like 200 pounds. I don't know if that makes a difference. If you're an experienced runner, please help me. So hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, fuck.